Yes, I'm here at Brit Fest and I'm joined by the one and only Mike Toolan. Obviously, you've been hosting on the stage for the past 3 days. Yeah. What's the experience like?
Oh, it's absolutely mega. I mean, we've been really lucky with the weather, but the bands, the whole vibe of the place, the audience reaction has just been absolutely perfect. Yesterday was a big 80s day, and I was literally just sat there watching to Powell, sat next to Nick Kershaw and Jenny Powell, while Eddie the Eagle ate some broccoli, and that's just that's
surreal.
It was a really surreal day, Kane. Yeah, it was like I was in 1988 all over again. But the whole thing has just been absolutely immense. It's far sort of exceeded my expectations.
And obviously, I've heard that there's obviously been loads of crowds around. What's it like for them as an audience?
I think the crowd have absolutely loved it and really bought into it. I mean, I think. Was it Winston Churchill said years ago, it doesn't matter what a good person you are, the turnout at your funeral is entirely dependent on the weather.
Yeah.
And he was right. And, and it's the same here. So the crowds have been really good, despite the fact there was an England game yesterday. There's been a massive turnout. I think they sold 20,000 tickets, which is great for year one, when no one had obviously heard of it or knew what it was. And we've got the weather and the England results. So the audience has been on a massive high for 2 days.
And obviously we've got so many different artists here. Is there anyone that's starstruck here?
Do you know, Kane, that's a great question, because the answer is almost all of them. I started working in radio, I think it was in about 1996. So for me, I think that one of the first interviews I ever did was the Spice Girls. And then, so anyone post Spice Girls, it's like, well, you're a pop star, I'm a radio DJ, it's my job to interview. But when I meet people like, Paul Young, or Carol Decker, or Hot Chocolate, it's like, oh my God, I was like 11 and you were number one and you were on top of the pops. And so, yeah, I think all of them, but particularly for me, I mean, Eddie the Eagle, is an absolute legend. And I remember watching that Olympics as a small kid in 1988. And such a humble and nice guy. But they've all been great.
Yeah. Well, have a fab rest of your day today.
Oh, thank you.
And obviously it's been a fab weekend, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It's been an immense weekend, a great weekend for Cheshire and Manchester. Lovely meeting you.
And you too.